Hi guys, so today's video I'm joined by my husband Sean and it is a book haul.
It's a very exciting book haul for me because in a previous book haul, I think the Christmas time one, I complained about how nobody sent me anything.
Jokingly.
Some of you gave her books for Christmas and didn't give me books for Christmas. And then I was sent something, a couple things. So
You sent some things, yeah.
I am very honored.
We'll start with something that we purchased. Well, I feel like I didn't because I had gift card money. That would be another volume of Vinland Saga. This is something he's caught up on with the exception of the new one that we just got, but he got me into it and it was a favorite of mine last year. I was constantly telling you guys that you needed to check out Vinland. The manga is great. The anime is great.
Something that I picked up recently is No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy. Me and Mr. McCarthy have a relationship. I read Blood Meridian and found the writing amazing, but ultimately the story was repetitive. And then I read All the Pretty Horses, and I liked that story. I liked it a lot, and the writing was a little easier for me. I don't know really where this stands, but also it's really hard to find not the movie cover these days. So when I saw not the movie cover, I decided I wanted it. We'll find out if it's a swing and a miss or if it's a home run or a double.
Next up is something that got sent to me, and be on the lookout for a future video because I'll actually have a giveaway for this entire trilogy. But I was sent the entire trilogy. It's the Shadow of the Fox series, and I have thoroughly enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed the first one so much. The second one I feel like was a lot of setup for the third one. I actually got the third one early and I'm planning on reading it and hopefully getting a review up for you very soon. But it's a Japanese inspired fantasy story where we follow a girl who has these really cool fox powers, and she's really sweet and innocent, but also she's a little bit of a trickster. And then we follow a samurai-like character who is brooding and grumpy, and these two have to work together.
Next up, I have Motherless Brooklyn by Jonathan Lethem. I don't remember when I got this. It's kind of a while ago. But I just want to say I was interested in it before I learned there was a movie.
You're cooler.
I'm cooler. But I do now. I want to watch the movie after I read it.
So one of the things that one of you sent to me isn't a book, but it's adorable, and I can't wait to put pictures in it. But one of you sent me a picture frame that says, "I love my dog," and there's little spots to put pictures of our doggy Luna, which I'm very excited about. And it's got little paws.
And that's not Luna.
Yes, these are these are just stock images of a family and their dog. A cute dog, though.
I was also sent a non-book item. It was this wallet by Ekster. It is a smart wallet. You can actually find it with your phone, or you can find your phone with it. And I will demonstrate. If you get the app on your phone, it says ring to find. I'm gonna ring this. Wow, I can find it now.
He has a tendency to sometimes misplaces things.
That's very accurate. And if I lose my phone, I'll show you this. This little guy.
It's solar powered.
This little guy pops out.
It's very fancy.
So you can click the button. That's my phone, in case that wasn't obvious. Where did I put my phone? Oh! It's right here. I like it a lot. Again, in different colors. I got it in black because I'm
basic.
Boring.
Black is classic.
Classic. And if you hit this little thing, bloop, it pops up your cards.
We do have a discount code for you guys that gets you 15% off. We'll have it in the description bar down below, as well as an affiliate link. Next up, I went to our local used bookstore. While we still could go to our local used bookstore. We had some store credit. I've been looking for this edition of Burial Rites by Hannah Kent for a while. It's not like it's super rare or anything, but I just really like this edition. And it's one of my favorite books. I actually did a favorites video recently, and I forgot to mention this book. But it's historical fiction. It's about the last woman to be executed in Iceland. It's a big bummer, and I loved it.
On the same trip that I got No Country for Old Men, I also got A Personal Matter by Kenzaburo Oe. I'm probably not close. And this one is sort of autobiographical, but not. The person it's about is fictional, but there's a lot of parallels to the author's life. And the character has just learned that he has a disabled son.
Next up would be my Book of the Month book. From what I understand, Book of the Month, they were doing 2 separate boxes. You could do Book of the Month YA, or you could do the regular Book of the Month, and I think they are now going to combine that. So bigger selection, which I'm actually really excited about, because sometimes I see something from the other box and I'm like, oh, but I want that more. This particular time, I actually did pick up one of their YA ones. Like, I really wanted this book. It's called The Kingdom of Back, which I know covers don't matter, but come on. That is
a nice
one of the most gorgeous covers I've ever seen. I've always said, if you want your cover to look really good, kind of a classic good looking cover, have either a tree, a bird, or like a pretty bug, like a dragonfly or a butterfly. This story is about Mozart's sister. Some of you may know that we both actually went to school for music. I was classical, he was jazz, but music is something obviously is a big part of my life, and I'm very curious to see. It's about Mozart's sister, who I don't know a ton about.
Next up, I have A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole. This is one I've wanted to read for a while, but the cover I always see is kind of weird. This just looks nicer. I saw this, I was like, oh. And I honestly have no idea what it's about. I just remember it was my junior year English teacher's favorite book.
Next up are a couple of other books that were sent to me. This first one is Whale Moon by Dustin Porta. And then the other one that I got, actually, I have more books besides just these that were sent to me. You guys keep sending me stuff. But the next one that was sent to me was Gathering Wise by M.K. Baker.
So these are World War II books. Not that they were written during World War II, but they were written, the stories take place in World War II. So they're historical fiction. Kind of, it looks like kind of war books. The master of suspense and action.
The last couple of things I received were sent to me. One of them would be American Gods. I've said before that I've never read anything by Neil Gaiman. I don't know. This was sent to me. Somebody said, big fan of the channel. Here's my personal favorite Neil Gaiman novel, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it down the road when you get the chance. I hope you enjoy it. From Zach. So thank you, Zach. I really appreciate it. I've never known where to start with his stuff. I thought about starting with Ocean at the End of the Lane just because I've heard that it's a good place to start. But every time I ask all of you, hey, where's a good place to start with him, I get so many different answers. I just feel like anywhere is a good place. And you know what, Zach? You've made me, this is going to be my first Gaiman book. The last thing I got is The Unincorporated Man by 2 different people. Their last name is Colin. It's not spelled the same as Dalinar's, but I mean, that's what I thought of. I feel like the best way to talk about this book is to just read the synopsis because it sounds really interesting. It says, a billionaire businessman from our time, frozen in secret in the early 21st century, is discovered in the far future and resurrected, which makes me think of the movie Idiocracy, but that's not the direction it's going down. They're given health and a vigorous younger body. He awakens into a civilization in which every individual is formed into a legal corporation at birth and spends many years trying to attain control over their own life by getting a majority of his or her own shares. Life extension has made life very long indeed. Justin Cord is the only unincorporated man in the world, a true stranger in this strange land. Justin survived because he is tough and smart. He cannot accept only part ownership of himself, even if that places him in conflict with a civilization that extends outside the solar system to the Oort cloud. The Unincorporated Man is a provocative social, political, and economic novel that people will be arguing about for decades. I feel like
it sounds like it's trying to say something.
Pushing an agenda. I think it sounds super interesting.
It does sound very interesting, actually.
And I have a tendency to pick up fantasy over science fiction, but the next time I want to pick up some science fiction, I feel like this is what I'm going to reach for.
That was our book haul /
cute dog frame
item haul. Make sure to check out Ekster because their wallets are thin and you can find them using technology.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have an aggressive day.
I think everyone's having an aggressive day recently.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Just time. We will have the discount code and affiliate link in the description bar down below for Ekster, but have a great rest of your day and stay healthy. Bye.